The backyard was filled with laughter and chatter. Friends and family gathered to celebrate Liam's high school graduation, which coincided with his 18th birthday. I stood near the grill watching the party unfold, though my thoughts were elsewhere. I had done everything to ensure this kid had a good life paid for school trips, clothes, and even covered his mother's endless list of essentials. And yet, none of it ever seemed enough. Liam was holding court near the cake, boasting to his friends about some extravagant gift his biological father had promised him. Joe, the man who rarely showed up unless it was convenient, had made a brief appearance earlier, stinking of cheap booze before disappearing as usual. Despite that, Liam still looked at him like some kind of hero. "You good?" my wife, Emma, asked as she approached me, her tone overly sweet. I knew that tone had always came before a request I wouldn't like. "Yeah," I replied flatly, just wondering how much longer I need to play the ATM. Emma's smile tightened. "Come on, don't be like that. It's his big day." I sighed, biting back my frustration. "What do you want, Emma?" She hesitated, then dropped the bomb. "We need to talk about college. Liam wants to go to that private university upstate." I blinked at her, incredulous, and we need your help to cover the tuition. I laughed bitterly. "You mean you need me to pay for it?" The kid who spent the last decade reminding me I'm not his dad now suddenly expects me to fund his future? Emma's eyes hardened. "He's just a kid, Mark. Don't hold a grudge over teenage nonsense." "It's not nonsense, Emma. He's 18. Grown man who's made it very clear. I'm just the guy footing the bill. Well, guess what? I'm done." Her voice rose, drawing the attention of a few nearby guests. "You're really going to let your pride ruin his future? After everything we've built?" "We didn't build anything, Emma. I built this life. I paid for this house, these parties, that school while you stood by and let your son treat me like garbage." She crossed her arms, eyes narrowing. "If you don't pay for his college, I'll file for divorce." I nodded, feeling a strange sense of relief wash over me. "Good, do it. And while you're at it, start packing. You and Liam can be out by the end of the week." Her mouth fell open, but I didn't wait for a response. I walked back to the grill, flipping burgers like nothing had happened. The weight I'd carried for years was finally gone. That night, as the last guests left and the house grew quiet, I stood by the window, sipping a cold beer. For the first time in a long time, I felt free.